Okay, so let's move on now to the page 6 and 7. I think we can get this all in this one chapter. Now, this is C minor 7, okay, and then here's the A form and then the B form. And then I can add fourths again. It's the same fourth built on the fifth here, right? That gives me 5, the root, and the 11th. Play that with the root 5 down here. Okay, it's a beautiful sound. I could also do fourths built on the fifth. It's kind of a nice sound, a little bit of tension in there. Okay, I can also do them built on the root. And of course I can do it built on the ninth. So now what I have written here is on the A form I have built on the fifth, and then on the B form I just took away that bottom note and I just did the top, just the C and F here. But if you look embedded here, you see that it's still fourths built on the fifth. But the point that's good to see here is that you don't need all of those notes. You could just simply do just 2 of them rather than doing all 3 with one hand. Okay? One other thing I want to point out is that you can also just use octaves. You know, sometimes it sounds nice. Especially like... So here I'm just doing octaves on the ninth. So here's my B form, a C minor. Yeah. So don't just blow off the octaves thinking I wouldn't want to do octaves. Octaves sound nice. You can also do octaves with the fifth in between. Now maybe when you go to this, you might want to do the natural fifth of the key. Okay. So that's a nice sound as well. All right. Now finally. The dominant seventh, same thing, the A form, I just played it up an octave, right? Obviously that's too low, you can hear that. And there's the B form. Now, what I'm doing here for the fourth voicings is I'm actually removing a note. Right? See that what I'm doing instead is I'm doing the third, the seventh, and the ninth for the A form. I'm doing the seventh, the third, and the 13th for the B form. Now the reason for that is that sometimes I like to have not as much tension. Sometimes those dominant chords are a little too much tension for my ears. Now if you're playing like funk stuff, that definitely works to get rid of that 13th, okay? Because the 13th adds a little too much tension, especially doing like rock and that kind of stuff. You want to get rid of that 13th, right? Just play just the ninth there, or get rid of the ninth here and just play the 13th. All right, so voicing that I'm using is some nice big fat voicing. Now listen to that. There's my third, seventh, ninth, and then I have 13th, ninth, and then my fifth right up at top here. Okay? And if I go, it's the same thing in the right hand. I'm just moving my thumb out of the way, but really it's the same darn note. I could just do that, all right? But here I'm playing it with my thumb just so you can see that that's all the B form of the chord. Okay, so this is a nice way of taking these left-hand rootless chords and applying them to even solo piano playing, comping, and group playing. So if I'm playing a blues solo, so here I'm not doing really any roots with my left hand. Just when I hit, that one root, then I'll hit the root and it'll be like just boom, I hit the root, I hit the sustain pedal and then play the chord. And now as soon as I play the chord, I get rid of that sustain pedal, right? I lift that right up. I don't even have to use the sustain pedal. I could just... And you see those half-step approaches that I'm doing. I'm just moving up or down by a half step. Okay, so there's a lot of chords here to practice. Don't get discouraged. Just take a little bit at a time. Maybe take one key, one line, and practice that for even a week. It takes a long time to get these chords down. One of the best ways I've found to get these chords down is apply them to songs. And we're going to talk about that, as we go later on into this DVD. Okay, so have fun, and I'll see you in the next chapter.